Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today we are doing a friendship reading for Woozi and The8. Now I don't have any expectations for this one. It came out of nowhere in the sense that I randomized this and let's just say it was very random since I am a carat, but I don't really know how Woozi and The8 interact with each other. That I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to expect from this reading, so hey, I'm just going to start shuffling the cards and setting it down for this video. Then I will interpret the cards and that will be it for this friendship reading. Okay, there you go. So I wanted all the cards to be facing down so we can turn them one by one and we could see how they work. However, a couple of them just were facing up and I left them facing up for the obvious reason that we're gonna see them anyway. So the first card is a card to represent their connection, and we have the wave. So I said the, but it's like the wave actually. So this kind of tells me that you know how 17 has a song, the performance team has a song called Wave. So I was thinking, that's such a good song. Wanted to promote that out there. Put it out there. Good song, good song. But I do feel like they have this connection that is very water heavy, and by that I mean that it's filled with emotions, it's filled with intuition and creativity. That's what the water element usually talks about. But it feels like this card is supposed to represent how they usually just go with the flow. They follow their emotions, or they just do what they feel comfortable doing. It feels like they both have a connection where they both kind of just understand things. They don't really have to explain how things work or anything. It just kind of works. You know what I mean? It's all the things that it just flows nicely. It just works. It seems like they don't have to put too much, they don't have to consciously put any effort in making the relationship work. It just kind of does. What else do we have with waves? I'll be completely honest, this card I don't remember it because these are the cards for the Card Captor Sakura anime, and I genuinely do not remember this card. But then I watched it when I was very young, so I did mention the song. The song does talk about taking a break from normal modern city lifestyle stuff, so they both probably have a connection where their relationship is mainly focused on trying to they work a lot, they seem to be okay with that part, but it also seems like their friendship is mainly about figuring out ways to just enjoy the time and just relax and just have fun. I do feel that with this card it's supposed to go with going with the flow. So if there's work, but the song that it reminded me of talks about having wanting to have a break from life and just doing what your heart wants, but having a break once in a while. So I'll leave that there. Now the next cards that we have is the cards that represent each individual. So this card represents Woozi, which we have strength. So Woozi is an individual that is very, of course, strong. But I don't mean this physically, I mean this mentally, and I also mean this emotionally. This is a Leo card, so Woozi is usually very confident, is usually very happy and optimistic, because those are Leo tendencies, to be happy, optimistic, to have fun, Strength is a Leo card, and Leo is ruled by the sun. So Woozi does embody his Sagittarius energy very well. Someone that tends to likes to have freedom, someone that likes to learn a lot, and someone that has laser focus, right? I think that is something that people kind of forget about Sagittarius. You know, it is the arrow, if you want to put it that way. So of course it is an energy that can be very focused on whatever their goals are. Not to mention that Sagittarius is a mutable sign, so it's one that can definitely go with the flow, but because that's where the freedom desire comes in, it's still a sign that can definitely concentrate on what their goal is. Also with strength, it feels like Woozi is someone that is very good at having this exchange of going through his wild side, you know, or being in control of that side. Because here we have a woman that has tamed the lion, right? So to me, it's kind of the symbol of an individual that is knows themselves very well, and because of that, they have the strength because they're able to understand their passions, their desires, their instincts, and their natural habits, and they're able to work with that, right? Not necessarily control it in a sense of suppressing something. It's like being able to work with it, and I think Woozi is very, very good at that, and that's why the strength card is representing him. You know, an individual that knows how they work, they know how they think, and because of that, they can make anything happen because they're super aware of themselves. So I think that's why that card is here to represent Woozi. Now, the card here that is that is representing the 8 is the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is a card that shows someone that feels alone. It's usually a card of someone that feels left out. It's usually the card of an individual that feels like there's no hope, or they have lost hope in something. But since it's reversed, this card is supposed to represent the hopeful side of the 8. It's supposed to represent that he's not alone. It's supposed to represent that that there is something he can look forward to. So I do feel that in this connection, we have someone that is very strong, which is Woozi, and then we have the 8 that can like relax finally, you know what I mean? I did get like realization with this card as soon as I saw it. It still seems to be about like, you know, letting go, especially because we have the wave right here. So I do feel that the 8 can definitely, like, I feel that, you know, when you have someone that likes to have everything well done, but then they're able to relax when they're with someone that just has very good skills on something. So you know how Woozi is very good at making music, and he's very creative, and he can do things on the spot, and I think that allows the 8 to like relax because he has someone that can help, you know, pick up the slack somehow. And by that I mean that if the 8 were to want to make a song and he doesn't have like the skills to make it happen, at least he has someone he can rely on and find the support necessary to make his ideas become a reality. You know what I mean? Like, there's like this channel facilitating the physical form of whatever the 8 may be thinking of. So I do feel that in this relationship, the 8 will be represented by the 5 of Pentacles because it shows that he's not alone. He has someone that can help him out. We'll see what other cards we get that will maybe show in other directions as well. But I'm taking this from the career side of it. That Woozi's so good at what he does that does bring a bit of relief to the 8, if that makes sense. Like, it's something that he doesn't feel like he has to work to pick up the slack. It's like somebody is already doing that, so he can relax and be like, okay, now I have someone that can facilitate that process, kind of thing. So there is hope, and there's a sense of like being able to just relax because there is someone else that, you know, a good support. So now let's see how they see each other. So how does Woozi see the 8? We have the 4 of Wands. So Woozi sees the 8 as an individual that is very reliable, that's very stable, and that feels like home. So I do feel that maybe they're both somehow similar. I mean, they're 1 year apart, and you have a Scorpio and a Sagittarius. So it's kind of like a balance of water and fire. However, I do feel that Woozi has other placements that give him the depth that are usually seen like in water signs, even though he's a Sagittarius sun. So I do feel that maybe Woozi has other placements that will be very compatible to the 8's Scorpio energy. However, the 8 also has placements that will balance out with that fire side that Woozi has, you know. So you do have to keep in mind, even if their sun signs may not be quote unquote compatible, you do have other placements in your natal chart that will make you a lot more compatible to people than you think. So I do think that that's part of it. Also, with the Four of Wands, I do feel that there is a sense of like Woozi sees the 8 as someone that is very homely, as I mentioned, right? Someone that he can like rely on or feel satisfied with, in the sense of being understood. I do feel that there's this sense of understanding, and because of that, there is comfort and there is this sense of stability in home. I do feel that that's kind of like the biggest theme right here. Now, how does the 8 see Woozi? We have the Lovers and the Devil. Okay, this is kind of funny because we have Gemini energy and then Capricorn energy, and also in like the traditional imagery of these cards, the Lovers are the ones that are chained up in the Devil card, right? And this one you can't really tell because, well, the people chained up in the Devil card are kind of like covered, but usually that's kind of how it works. That usually the Lovers are the ones that are chained up in the Devil card. However, in this sense, I do feel that when you have the Lovers, you have opportunities, and when you have the Devil, you have like limitations and illusions, right? Like something that you can't see clearly. So I do feel that the 8 can't like completely figure out what Woozi's all about. He can't really figure out what Woozi's thinking usually, and even though Woozi feels understood, I think it's because the 8 doesn't really like, you know, those times when you know something's going on but you don't ask about it because you feel like it's not right to ask about it. That's what I mean. It's one of those things that the 8 is able to figure out that Woozi has like this very deep side of him that it just is. It's not like, I don't think Woozi's like fully aware how it works or doesn't really know. I do feel that it could be because of past lives. I do feel like, for example, you know how people always joke and say that Woozi thinks like he has gone through like 4 divorces and stuff like that. So I do feel that it's one of those things that, yeah, maybe in this life Woozi hasn't had none of that, but in past lives he could still carry that baggage and that pain onto this one, and he just naturally channels it through his music. And I do feel that the 8 is aware of that. And by I mean aware is like aware that there is something within Woozi that is very deep, and that it's like it can't easily be explained, like it's very complex. And Woozi is aware that he has that as well, but he's not aware how that works or where it's coming from necessarily. So I do feel that that's where this Devil card comes in. Like there is something there, but it's not fully understood. I don't see the Devil as a bad card in this sense, especially because it's right next to the Lovers. But I do feel that the way that the 8 sees Woozi is with a lot of respect, and it's very important as well, because it's very important to the 8's growth. I'm saying that because we have 2 major arcanas, so this is not like a temporary way of seeing someone. This is definitely very significant. Also, with the Lovers, we have opportunities, so I do feel that the 8 sees Woozi as someone that has opened a lot of doors, especially through communication, because Gemini is a sign of communication, fast thinking, and short. Oh wait, no, that's the 3rd house. Well, anyway, but Gemini is all about that, you know, being able to think quickly, being able to gather information very quickly as well. It's a very quick sign. I mean, it's the fastest knight in tarot, right? So I do feel that the 8 sees Woozi as someone that has a lot of opportunities, because I do feel that one of the things that the 8 struggles with a lot is being able to communicate himself and express himself in a way that he's satisfied with. But I do feel that when he works with Woozi, he can make that work a little bit better. I do feel that the 8 does need to work with other people to help him express himself in in the way that he wants to be put out there, right? So I do feel that with this lover's card, which is a sign of opportunities, he does see Woozi as someone that can give him the opportunity to fully express his ideas and his thoughts and himself. So I do feel that here we have the complexity that Woozi carries, that Woozi seems to really appreciate the 8 for understanding him, understanding the mystery of it. And then we also have that the 8 sees Woozi as someone that can give him a lot of opportunities in expressing himself. So next we have how do they like to spend their time together, and we have the windy and the float. So it seems like they like to spend their time together daydreaming. That's the first thing that I got, right? Because we technically have like 2 air cards. With the float, we have like being able to being like in that space where you can just see things. It feels kind of like a very flowy. It's kind of like if you're in the clouds, when you have your head in the clouds, right? It's supposed to symbolize that you're daydreaming or that you're not grounded. So I do feel that both of them are very. One of the ways that they like to spend their time together is either thinking of new ideas or talking about future possibilities, or daydreaming about stuff together. And that stuff could be about their career, it could be about their work, or it could just be how they see their life in the future, how they want it to be. So I do feel that they like to daydream about it. When they say that when you talk about it with somebody else, it makes your dreams a lot more real. I do feel that that's what they like to do, just talk about it and being able to discuss those type of things. Also, the windy was the first card that Sakura got in the anime, so I do feel that they're both very good at, they like to start a lot of new things together, and they seem to, the thing that I'm getting a lot is being able to manifest what they want through their words. So it's one of those things that they like to make their ideas a lot more physical and a lot more real by just talking about the things that they dream about and the things that they wish for. So I do feel that that's how they like to spend their time together, just talking about possibilities. And if that's the case, it makes sense why the 8 sees Woozi as the lovers, which is someone that has a lot of opportunities, someone that has the ability to do a lot of things, because that seems to be how they like to spend their time together, just talking about those things. I guess it also makes sense why Woozi sees the 8 as home and someone that understands him, if they can both just talk about the things that they're wishing for. Next we have, what does Woozi like about the 8? So with this King of Pentacles, this is kind of how I see the 8 too, which is, in this deck, it's like Taurus energy this time. All the genders are flipped, so this is actually the Queen of Pentacles. Anyway, so Woozi sees the 8 as someone that is very stable, someone that does a lot of self. Because it's reversed, to me, the Queen of Pentacles usually means someone that is someone that loves themselves, someone that takes care of themselves, someone that is always working towards self-development and self-improvement. So I do feel that that's what Woozi really likes about the 8. Someone that works on themselves a lot and tries to improve themselves a lot. And I do feel that Woozi really admires that. Even if, I don't know if he talks about it necessarily, but he seems to really appreciate how the 8 is constantly working to ground himself and being very stable, especially since that's how he usually sees the 8, as someone that is very grounded and stable. That, I guess it makes sense that that's something that he really likes about him. Now, the thing that the 8 likes about Woozi is the Ace of Swords. So being a very effective communicator, being able to grasp the knowledge that just comes out of nowhere. That's something that he really likes about Woozi. Being able to just being very good with his words and being able to being very spontaneous with his ideas. It's kind of like if Spirit was whispering to Woozi, "This is what you're gonna write about. Oh, you want to write a song about this? Here, make it. Here are the words." That's usually having those breakthroughs. There's actually a lot more air here than I thought. Will come through. especially from The8's part. So I do feel that communication, that it seems like Woozi is the communication facilitator for The8, and that's something that The8 just really likes about Woozi, and it's very grateful for, especially with this Ace of Swords. Being able to start new projects and being able to express these new ideas and being able to work with them effectively. I do feel that's what The8 likes about Woozi. The other card that we have now is what has Woozi learned from The8, and here we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is the energy of someone that is always there to help. So, I do feel like here it will kind of symbolize that one of the things that Woozi has learned from The8 is how to work with other people, potentially. Also, it's being able to expand his horizons. To me, the Three of Wands talks about that, being able to think about new things or being able to do new things. It is also a card where I do feel that in this case it could also mean to either to be able to move forward and back. Three to me in tarot symbolize a card of group work, not necessarily partnership, but like having two people. It's like being able to work with groups of people and do projects with people, especially if you think of like the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, this Three of Wands is being able to take action in working with other people, or having the patience to work with other people, or having the patience to make projects go through the process that has to go through. So that's one of the things that Woozi has learned from The8, how to be very patient and how to just wait for the right timing of things. Now, the thing that The8 has learned from Woozi is the Five of Pentacles upright. Okay, so I think, okay, it's funny because then the imagery of this card has always made me think of the opposite thing of what the Five of Pentacles usually means. So one of the things that The8 has learned from Woozi is how to help other people. It's how to aid them and how to give to others. I do feel that maybe The8 never really felt like he was worthy or knowledgeable enough or skilled enough to help other people, but with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, here, let me give you what I have to offer. That's what it looks like. Let me aid you with what I have. Here we have Mercury in Taurus, so it's being able to communicate very very clearly what you want, is being able to understand the value of things, is being able to appreciate that, is being able to understand it, and being okay with a slow growth. I feel that's kind of where we're going at here, and especially because Mercury is about communications. I do feel that The8 really likes how Woozi is very good at communicating, and one of the things that he has learned from Woozi is just being able to slowly build up to have the effective communication that The8 will have liked. Something that seems to be that he admires about Woozi. Now the last card that we have is why do they meet, and we have the light and the move. Now with these two cards, I do feel that they met, so like that because especially with the stones that I picked, I was thinking, I just picked the stones because I thought they were pretty, but I know that it's not a coincidence, the stones that I'm picking, because I'm thinking, okay, which ones fit this person, which ones don't fit this person, right? And when I was picking them, I was thinking of, oh look, it's funny how it looks like we have the light and the shadow. So I do feel that, but when you look at the cards that we got, it feels like Woozi is the light, not The8, right? But then you look at the stones and it's kind of like, huh. So I do feel that with the light and the move here, we have cards that are supposed to symbolize how there's this exchange of energy. It seems like they both met, so like that they could make each other shine brighter, but it's also like they could learn from each other. They're not like complete opposites, they're not, but they're definitely learning from the things that they both have, right? I don't think Woozi sees The 8 as someone that's lacking in anything, but I do feel that The 8 feels like he is lacking in a lot of things, in that he admires Woozi for the skills that he's very good at, right? So I do feel that with these two cards we're getting, being able to work from your heart chakra, so being able to work from what they love, being able to do what they're good at, being able to do all of that. So I do feel that they met so that they could help each other shine even brighter. It was to, especially because there's like this ease of and a nice flow of ideas, and being able to just relax and take like a break or something. So I do feel that that's kind of like the main thing here. You have the light that is trying to become brighter with the 8, and then you have Woozi that is able to like be okay with the depths that he carries that he may not understand necessarily, and that seems to be like also to work with other people. With all of that said, I will leave it there. I hope you found this fun and entertaining. I hope that you learned something from it, and if not, that's perfectly fine. It was just for fun. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and